That's going to be a great matchup. But let me know if I'm making this a big deal or not, or if it's completely nothing. But Prague Lions and the Forever Anthoners, right? I'm just going to call them the Anthoners, but the Forever Anthoners.
Yeah.
You know, is this a potential rivalry in the ELF heading into year 3?
I think it has to be. Like, it's got to be. Like, there's
gotta be.
We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them out. I'm really biting, they just barking out. I'm really riding, they just parking now. His street, what to talk about. See the big H.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Base Coverage presented to you by our partners over at Knoah Teamwear. I'm your host, Jamal Clay, and thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, like this video, share with a friend. Let's talk some ELF ball, all right? Today, I'm bringing in, a special guest. Our paths almost crossed pre-COVID. We're playing ball over there. This guy is playing quarterback, and one of the new quarterbacks joined the league on the new team, the Prague Lions. Last year, over 2,000 passing yards, 30 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, which is a 10-to-1 ratio, which is crazy just thinking about it itself, plus over 400 passing yards. Prague champion, and then they were runner-up in the CEFL championship going against the Anthoners, who's another team joining the league, but we're not here to talk about all that. Today, I'd like to welcome everybody, Mr. Shazzon Mumphrey. So, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. Can't complain a bit. Everything's good this way. How about yourself?
That's good, man. I can't complain. I appreciate you coming on. Obviously, one of the new quarterbacks going into the league next year with the new team, the Prague Lions. I guess they're not a new team, but new team to the league. Just talking about some of the things that you were able to accomplish just last season. Over 2,000 yards passing. 30 TDs to 3 interceptions. That's a 10-to-1 ratio. If anybody don't know the count out there, winning the Prague championship. And now you guys are heading to the ELF, so it's definitely going to be an exciting time. And I'm excited to watch you against a lot of other teams out there too.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm super excited about this opportunity. Like you said, this is going on my 3rd season here, and honestly, just looking forward to it. Like it's been fun playing in the Czech league. We played a couple of international games last year too.
Yeah.
And so now it's the big stage. It's what everybody's been waiting for. So I'm looking forward to it.
And this league definitely provides a lot of excitement. And before we get into this interview, we actually had, some breaking news break across ELF media. And the Swarco Raiders have a quarterback. This is a team that's replacing a legend in Sean Shelton. MVP last year in the league. People wonder what direction they're going to go. Looks like they dived into that Cologne GFL field, and they're bringing in Christian Strong to team up with Jarvis McClam, along with other couple good receivers that they already have. I know Adrian Platzcomers are coming back. I know Marco Snyder, Offensive Rookie of the Year, is coming back. But now they add Christian Strong. So when you find out that news, what are some quick thoughts in terms of the guy that they're bringing in terms of the Raiders and how that is going to how that's going to be in the ELF?
Yeah, so I'm familiar with Christian. I've kind of followed him a little bit as he's been playing over in Cologne. He's a stud. He's a good player, and obviously, big shoes to fill, if you want to call it that, because obviously we know how good Sean's been for so long in Innsbruck. But I mean, they definitely got him a gym. He's a good player. I like to watch him. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting because he already has that connection with Jarvis and.
Exactly.
Looking at some of the guys that even came from the Cologne in the GFL, like there's some studs out there, and they're all getting their chances into the ELF. I'm excited to see, the shoes he's able to fill. Obviously replacing Sean, but again, Christian's a good signing, and again, that was just breaking today in ELF media. So let's get right into the interview a little bit. So Prague Lions, all right, you guys joined the ELF, all right. You agreed to re-sign with the squad, hashtag make some noise, right? In the direction that the league is going, obviously they want to get to 24, and now you guys are one of 18 heading into year 3 of the ELF, right? What were some of the factors when you thought about re-signing with the Lions?
Man, it was so like we said, I've been here 2 seasons. I've got great relationships with the team and the coaching staff, and it's really been fun, and we've progressed so much since I got here in June of 2021. and we've just gotten better and better week by week, season by season. And like we kind of, it's been in talks, and me and head coach Zach Harry, we just kind of like knew that we wanted to take this on together. You know what I'm saying? So it was a no-brainer for me. Towards the end of last season in the ELF, a team reached out maybe to see if I could replace like their quarterback who went down late in the season. I won't say who or nothing like that, but
respect.
Really, it was really a no-brainer for me. Like I didn't want to really be anywhere else besides here. Like these guys are like my family out here, and like I'm watching the younger guys develop and helping them develop, and just been a really good situation. So I couldn't ask for anything better than to be here and playing at the highest level. So
yeah, you mentioned it, playing at the highest level when it comes to ELF, and they quickly made that stake, already 2 years into the league. And, looking at this league develop over the past 2 years, heading into year 3, one thing that you're starting to see is that the competition, at least, all around, is getting better, but especially at the quarterback position, right? We just heard today,
sure.
The Raiders are bringing in Christian Sean, tough dude, right? You also got, former GFL, champions. You got ELF champions, Jacob Sullivan. You got guys like Jadrian Clark, who's been in the ELF, championship. You got, Donovan Easom, and you got Gabriel Cunningham, who, someone who's quick and shifty, but also could threat the defense down the field. There's so many, different types of molds of quarterbacks. Can't forget about Zach going to Parrish, right?
Yeah, of course.
So when I ask this, I'm asking it as a 2-part question. Like, one, who's the quarterback you're looking to go up against heading into the league? And 2, when you see the type of competition that's coming in at the quarterback position in year 3 of the ELF, how does that play into, your preparation heading into this offseason, and what you got to do to make sure you and your team, can continue to compete at this level in the ELF?
Yeah, so to answer the first part of your question, man, there's so many stud QBs in this league, like you said, and it's only gotten better from year 1 to year 2. And obviously year 3 is going to make another jump, most likely. But obviously I would like to play against the best ones, like the Jacob Sullivans of the world and the Zach Edwardses. So like those guys are the cream of the crop, and I can't wait to share the field with them. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. And in terms of like heading into your preparation, right? Heading into this off season, like, they say iron sharpens iron, right? In terms of competition. So, heading into your off season, is there anything you think you have to do different, want to do different, not only to, continue to get better at the quarterback position, but make sure your team is all around able to compete, because they're going to be going against those guys too. Especially on the defensive side, which is going to be different from quarterbacks that they've seen in the Czech League or the CEFL. So what's the mindset heading into the offseason when you're thinking about the type of competition you guys are going to be going against?
Well, I mean, we know it's a step up. It's no secret. It's definitely a step up from playing in the Czech League. And we played some international games this year, actually. We played against Tiki Falcons from Poland. We played against the Enthroners, actually, which I'm sure we'll talk about soon. And so, like, just going into offseason, I think it really helps that I'm here year round. So, like, I'm with the guys. I'm watching tape with the guys. I'm throwing with the guys. I'm here training with our team strength and conditioning coach, and just moving forward, progressing like individually, and just developing more and more chemistry after it's already been 2 years as it is. So nothing has really changed as far as like our attitude and work ethic, but you can see a lot more guys just buying in because they know now that like this is serious, it's professional. So same as usual, really just basics and training and film and making sure we hit the field even if it's cold. Like, you know how it is over here right now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, we touched on it a little bit, so let's dive into it a little bit more. So first, talk to me about this. Obviously, last year, CEFL championship against the Enthroners. Obviously, it didn't go your way. Talk about what was like, not only playing in that championship, but what was like playing against the Enthroners.
Yeah, so I mean, we was coming off perfect season. Like we just won every single game in the Czech League. We won the championship, and so we were like, I would say confident going into the game, definitely confident going into the game, but we knew it was going to be a different level. And they were a good football team. They were well coached. They had really good domestic talent and some stud import players. But I think we went out there and just like some mistakes we made, some little bit of things that maybe we didn't prepare for. I mean, we tried to as best as we could for everything. But like it's definitely a different ball game when you've got a guy like Reagan coming off the edge, and like he was a stud player. But that game went down to the wire, man. We had a chance to win it, and we just couldn't punch it in the end zone at the end. It was 24-20, I believe, was the final. We missed the extra point earlier, or it got blocked. I don't even really remember, but like it was a dogfight, and like that is the new reality every single week. Is going to be a dogfight like that. Like there's no more, we finished playing by halftime with the starters or stuff like that, like at all. But so, I mean, which is perfectly fine. Like we love competition and everybody's gonna get better. Like you said, iron sharpens iron. So
most
I'm looking forward to that.
And that's the standard, right? Week in, week out, you got to be playing against those types of teams and even better, right? So, and based on like conference realignment and stuff like that, it looks like you guys are probably gonna be in the same conference. That's not confirmed. Yeah. So you'll see them twice. You'll see them twice in the season.
I've heard the rumors.
Yeah. So tell me this. Let me know if I'm making this a big deal or if it's nothing. But first of all, the QB matchup, as we just talked about, between you and Gabriel is gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, like, Gabe's a stud.
It's gonna be fireworks. Hopefully, whoever wins that, side, their defense play well, because that's gonna be the key. But that's gonna be a great matchup. But let me know if I'm making this a big deal or not, or if it's completely nothing. But Prague Lions and the Faheva Anthoners, right? I'm just gonna call them the Anthoners, but the Faheva Anthoners. Is this a potential rivalry in the ELF heading into year 3?
I think it has to be. Like it's gotta be. Like there's There's no like bad blood or nothing. Like they hate us and we hate them. Like crosstown, nothing like that. But like we've seen each other already, and we both new teams in the ELF. So I mean, like
somebody's got to win the conference.
Exactly, exactly. And we got a chip on our shoulder. We went over there, took an 8-hour drive or whatever it was over there, and we didn't come out victorious. So like we definitely got a chip on our shoulder, and we're looking forward to seeing them for sure.
Most definitely. Now, one thing that you and your team, I guess tell me this, heading into, the ELF, obviously watching from afar and being able to scope everything out from a distance, right? What's one thing heading into next season you guys have to prepare for, or that may be a change for you guys that may have been different in the Czech league?
Yeah. The first thing that comes off that I see like just jumps out at me when I'm watching ELF games or ELF highlights is like the rule differences. So like now it's 15-minute quarters as opposed to when we was playing 12-minute quarters. In our league and our rules, that's a whole nother quarter. And like, so we was already not really playing full games to begin with. So I think guys are gonna have to be in shape. They're gonna have to be able to battle from first whistle to last whistle. So that's one big difference. Obviously, the import rules, those change. So there's gonna be multiple Americans on the other side of the ball for us, offense and defense. There's gonna be European import players and the domestic guys. So like the competition is gonna be more challenging, of course, but I think like we, just like the rest of everybody else, we're gonna have our homegrowns, we're gonna have our domestic talent, we're gonna have our EUs and Americans as well. So it's not really any excuses. So that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, and one thing that I think your team and Zach are doing a good job of is, getting some good pass rushers. Your last 2 signings on the defensive side have been some studs. So that's definitely gonna be interesting to see like how everything comes together, because really it's a new team, new imports, more imports, right? So that's going to be fun how everything comes together heading into this offseason. Lastly, before we get out, man, for those who don't know about the Prague Lions or don't know about Prague in general, obviously it's probably not confirmed where you guys are going to be playing at, or maybe you're playing in the same stadium. Obviously, it just depends. There's a lot of decisions there. But what can you tell people about the Prague Lions fan base?
Great question. Great question. So, like, there is actually 2 teams in Prague, as everybody knows. Yep. So it's really kind of split. Like, there's PvP, everybody knows, Prague Panthers, and there's Prague Lions. But like, from our side, our fans, like, is like, they I would have to say, like, really invested in us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really like a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, more than, I would say, just most random people. Like, everybody is really tight knit. So everybody's pretty much connected. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be really interested, and like I don't really know how to explain it, but
they're gonna make some noise. And make some noise.
They will. They're gonna be super invested in how we are putting the product on the field. So I can definitely say that. We'll see the numbers and how all of that ends up. They're definitely gonna be there and supportive.
Yeah, I think the one important thing when it comes to a fan base is having a fan base that's invested and knows, and knows the game, knows what they're watching.
And they know their players. They know their players. So it's like they know the game, they know what they're watching, and they know the players, the guys, the coaches. Like I said, it's really close knit here. So
well, hey man, I appreciate you coming on, man. That's all we have for today. Like I said, our paths almost crossed in Switzerland pre-COVID, but ultimately it didn't happen.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, definitely would have been fun. But hey, I'm excited to watch, you, the team Zach puts together heading into the off season. What everything pans out. There's a lot in terms of more signing, scheduling, conference, all that stuff. But I think the Prague Lions add a different dynamic than what we've seen from a lot of other teams in the league. And it's got to be exciting to watch you guys and to watch you and you and them boys go after it. So, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. This won't be the last time we chop it up, brother. Nobody. Stop.